Hello everyone. Today we will discuss about design of basic fermenter and its parts. Now, what is fermentation? Fermentation is defined as a metabolic process in which the raw material which we have added in the media, maybe sugar or carbohydrates, they are converted into economically important products. It can be acid, gases, alcohol, vitamins, antibiotics, whatever it is. And this conversion is carried out by microorganism. And this entire process, it takes place in one particular equipment or the vessel, and we call it as a fermenter. Now, what is fermenter? It is defined as a vessel in which we add the sterile nutrient media. Then we inoculate the pure culture of microorganism. Then these microorganism, they carry out the fermentation process under aseptic and optimum condition. This vessel is known as fermenter. This fermenter provides the sterile environment and the optimum conditions which are important for the growth of microorganism as well as for the synthesis of desired product. Now, the fermenter should be constructed in a such way that it should have the following different facilities. That the fermenter, we should be able to carry out the sterilization of fermenter. Then there has to be a temperature control, pH control and foam control. See, you can see the foam control, pH control is there and the temperature control is also there. We are going to deal with each of this point in detail. Next, there has to be a facility or the provision for aeration and agitations. So this is nothing but the central shaft to which these impellers are there, and these impellers are used for agitation purpose, whereas this is the sparger which is used for aeration purpose. Then there has to be a sampling point, means from where we can take out the sample wherever it is necessary. There has to be inoculation points. See, this is the inoculation points through which we can inoculate the microorganism, or we can inoculate the desired microorganism which we are going to use for this fermentation, as well as there is a provision for the inoculation of media. So this is the way through which media can be added in this fermenter. There has to be a drainage point or the outlet for the fermented media or harvesting of product. And this fermenter, we should be able to carry out the cleaning of this fermenter. And there has to be a facility for hot water, cold water, as well as sterile compressed air. So fermenter should be designed in a such way that there has to be a provision for all of the different activity. Now let's see. First is material used for fermenter. So before we talk about this, the material used for fermenter, we should focus on the criteria for selection of material. The material which we are going to select, it should be not corrosive and it should not add any toxic substances to the fermentation media. It should not have any adverse effect on the fermentation. And the very important is that the material which we are going to use for the construction of fermenter, it should be able to tolerate the steam sterilization process, and it should be able to tolerate the high pressure, as well as it should resist the pH changes. It should not have any effects on change in the pH. Now, the fermenter material which is used for the construction of fermenter, actually that is decided on the type of fermentation process. For example, whenever we carry out the beer, wine or lactic acid fermentation, that time the wooden material is preferred. And whereas in other cases, in other types of fermentations, we can go for the iron, copper, glass and stainless steels as a material for the construction of fermenter. And this fermenter should provide the facility to control as well as to monitor the various parameters for the successful fermentation process. Next is impeller. Now, what is impeller? These impellers are mainly the agitation device, and these impellers are mounted on the central shaft, and that central shaft is introduced in the fermenter through the leads. And these impellers are made up of impeller blades, and they are positioned at different level as per the requirements. And the important function of impeller is to mix the microorganism, media as well as oxygens uniformly. And this impeller blades, it helps to reduce the size of air bubbles, and it helps to distribute these air bubbles uniformly in the fermentation media. It also helps in breaking the foam bubbles which get accumulated in the headspace of fermenter. And if we do not break these foam bubbles, then it may cause the contamination problem. And these problems can be avoided by the use of impellers. So these are different types of impellers. There is a difference in the its structure, or the structure and the shape is different, and accordingly they are of different types. This is the way the impeller looks like. Baffle. uh, Baffles are mounted on the walls of fermenter. See, this is the fermenter, and you can see this. This is nothing but the baffle. Okay, this is the baffle, and the function of baffle is to break the vortex which is formed during the agitation process, and thus it helps to improve the aeration efficiency. Now, what will happen if the vortex which is created by the agitation, if it is not broken, then the fermentation media, it may spill out of the fermenter, and this may result in the contaminations, and therefore it is mandatory, it is necessary to break the vortex which is created during the fermentation process, and that vortex can be break by using the baffles. Sparger. Now, what is mean by sparger? It is the aeration system, okay, through which the sterile air is introduced in the fermentation tank. Now, the spargers are located at the bottom of the fermentation tank, and the glass wool filters are used. These filters are present in the sparger so that the sterile air can be pass through that sparger. Now, this sparger pipes, it has got the holes which are about 5 to 10 mm in diameter, and through this you can see this is the pipe, and tiny holes are there, and through this tiny holes the air is allowed to introduce into the media, and therefore because that air pass through this tiny hole, it comes out in the form of tiny air bubble. And these spargers are of three types. Actually, all of these spargers are known as the porous sparger because it has got the small tiny holes on it. And number one is the orifice sparger, that is the pipe having the tiny holes, and number two is the nozzle sparger, where this pipe is either the partially open or it is completely open, and the air is allowed to pass through the pipe with a very high pressure so that it enters in the media with in the form of bubbles. And the third one is the combined sparger and the agitator. Means the impellers which we have seen, so those impellers or the central shaft which we have seen, that central shaft has got the tiny holes. So it works as a sparger as well as agitator. That's why it is called as a combined sparger and the agitator. Next is inoculation port. Whenever we design the fermenter, so that time uh, it is important to have the provision for the inoculation of microorganism as well as inoculation of the media in the fermentation tank. Okay, and the care should be taken to provide the aseptic transfer, and the inoculation port should be easy to sterilize this so that septic condition is maintained throughout the fermentation. Then there has to be a provision for the to take out the sample. We call it as a sampling point. Sampling point is used for time to time for the withdrawal of samples. That I can show you. This is the sampling point through which the samples can be withdrawn time to time and check the progress of fermentations as well as to check the is there any contamination in the fermentations or not. So there has to be a provision for the sampling points. Okay, and this should provide the aseptic withdrawal of the sample. Next is pH control device. This is the pH control device. Okay, now it check this is the probe which is deep in the fermentation media, and it continuously check the pH of the media, and accordingly if there is a need of addition of acids or base, so that can be regulated and it can be added drop by drop so as to maintain the desirable pH. Because maintaining the pH, desirable pH, is very important from the growth of microorganism point of view as well as to obtain the desired product. Next is the temperature control. There has to be a provision to control the temperature throughout the fermentation. So this is the temperature control device. This is a thermometer which is inserted in the medium, and this continuously check or intermittently it checks the temperature of this fermentation medium, and accordingly there has to be a provision for cooling as well as to increase the temperature. See, temperature control device generally contains a thermometer and cooling coils or the jackets around the fermenter. Because in some fermentation process, the as the various types of reaction takes place, and some reactions it results into generation of heat, and because of that overall temperature of the fermentation media it increases. And if there is continuous increase in the temperature, then this rise in the temperature may not be suitable for the growth of microorganism as well as for the production of the desirable product, and therefore it is necessary to maintain the temperature which is at the optimum level, and this can be done by passing the cool water through the coils or the jackets which are present around the fermenter. Means in some cases we need to provide the cooling water jackets, or in some cases we need to increase the temperature by providing the hot water jackets. So the both type of provision should be. Foam controlling device. See, during the fermentation process, there may be depending upon the media, fermentation media, or the type of microorganism. So there is every possibility that during the fermentation process, there is a development of foam, and this foam it continuously goes in the upward direction and it get accumulated in the top of the fermenter. And if this foam is not regulated, if it does not get controlled, then there is a chances of contamination, and therefore there has to be a provision to control the foam. So this is the anti-foam agent which is there, fill up in this tank, and this is the probe. As soon as the foam generated and it get accumulated in the top of the fermenter, and whenever it comes in contact with this probe, it automatically uh, get the information that the foam is accumulated in the fermenter, and thus accordingly this antifoam agent get added drop by drop, and because of addition of antifoam agent, whatever the foam which get accumulated over here, that foam get break out, and this is the way the foam can be controlled. Next, there has to be a provision for the drainage system, bottom drainage system. Means there has to be a aseptic outlet which is present at the bottom of the fermenter. This is the aseptic outlet which is present at the bottom of the fermenter, and this is used for the removal of the fermented media as well as product form. Means at the end of the fermentation, this is the way through which we can take out the fermented media containing the desirable